bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
So you take your child to the dentist and the dentist suggests a silver filling, which is part mercury. What do? Well, some doctors say you better run and just say no. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Candace Kelly and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Charles G. Brown from Consumers for Dental Choice. And today we're talking about mercury and dental fillings and whether or not mercury is harmful. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, Candace.
So many parents are presented with this situation where it's ready for a filling. Cheaper filling is a silver filling, but it has mercury. You say it is harmful, and there are many other pieces of legislation and laws that are in place that say mercury is harmful. How would you explain to a parent to say no to that option?
Well, every scientist agrees mercury is harmful. The secret in dentistry, Candace, is that those silver fillings aren't silver. They are 50% mercury and they have a little bit of silver. I think any pregnant woman who would be in the dental chair, if she was told, ma'am, here come your mercury fillings, she would get her rear end out of that chair and leave. Every parent would too. We've got to get that secret out. It's time for the dentist to level with the patient. Really, it's time for the dentist to stop using mercury fillings. And we commend the half of dentists, probably half of them now in New Jersey, who have stopped using mercury fillings. I mean, look at it this way. That mercury filling comes to the dentist with a skull and crossbones on it. After it's in the mouth and is then taken out, it is a hazardous waste. So we're asked to believe that something that is toxic going in the mouth and hazardous coming out of the mouth all at once is safe in our child's mouth, 1 inch from his or her brain. And when mercury, we know, is a neurological toxin and a reproductive toxin.
And when we talk about a pregnant woman, especially who has mercury in her system, a developing brain is much more vulnerable to something happening to it.
Absolutely. Guys like me losing brain cells every day should be less of a problem. But for the child, for the baby, the U.S. Public Health Service says the mercury from the fillings goes to the uterus. It goes to the breast milk. That's why the Food and Drug Administration on June the 3rd issued a warning saying that mercury from dental amalgam could harm the developing neurological system, brains of children and fetuses. That should be good enough. That should be good enough. In fact, the Corzine administration already last year took a real positive step. The Department of Environmental Protection ordered every dentist in the state to catch this mercury before it went into the water because it is so damaging to our water supply. It's putting mercury in the water. Dental offices, tragically, are the #1 source of contaminating our water with mercury. But in addition, the Corzine administration said to the dentists, ask them to stop, ask them to put on substitutes, didn't command it yet. What we've got to do now is to take the next step. Either the dentists ought to abandon it, the other half, the old-fashioned half, that just persist in this easy profits.
Because, see, they do have a way out. In other words, it's a suggestion, strongly suggested that they do this, but they don't have to right now.
They don't have to yet, and so who's ending up getting the mercury fillings? Well, let's put it this way. The NAACP witness testifying before Congress a couple years ago said, what we have in this country in dentistry is choice for the rich and mercury for the poor. And it's time that poor pregnant women, in addition, especially low-income children, any child, not have that exposure. It's Russian roulette. Is it going to harm every child? No. Any toxin, there's a combination of toxins. Is it going to harm some children? I don't think there can be any doubt.
So when somebody is given the option of being offered a mercury or silver filling, because the mercury is in the silver filling, what do you tell them? Because it becomes a question of economics.
Yes, and that's why we've got to have insurance that covers it. There's a bill in New Jersey to give equity, and we certainly support that. It is a little bit more, but I think the dentists who have stopped using it are making a good living, and the cost is very little. It might be 20% more. I know for some families that's a lot, but again, do they want to play that kind of Russian roulette with their unborn baby or with their own child or with themselves? And young women who may not be pregnant but may choose to become pregnant, it isn't like a poison that comes and go like food.
Right.
It's over.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for being with us, and hopefully people will get more information from your website in terms of finding a better suggestion than the silver fillings. Very good to meet you.
Thank you, Candace.
This hour's newsmaker has been Charles G. Brown from Consumers for Dental Choice, and I'm Candace Kelly for Comcast Newsmakers. Thanks so much for watching.